Good morning and sending my love from Bali. How are we all today? So what I want to be teaching and the message that I want to express to everyone today, where's my little Buddha? I want to get my Buddha in. Always with me. So what I want to, how I want to teach today and my whole message is, like I like to teach through my own experience, through my own discovery, through my own path, because you can read books, you can have a coach, you can have mentors, you can have the outside world, talking about certain different things about change. But I think it's a lot more congruent and a lot more authentic that you can teach from what you experience of your own life experience and so on. So how I want to address this to the world today is how to manifest and how to discover massive change in your life right now in all areas. And I'm going to always talk about my discovery and my experience, because I think that again is a lot more congruent than reading something or someone else telling you a story. I want to tell you a story about my own discovery in the last couple of weeks. And that's talking about change is flow, flow is change. And what that means is knowing what you want, but you're not really sure of how you're going to get it. But please don't get me misunderstood. I don't want you to sit back and go, oh, well, Lee just told me that, I'll just throw it out there what I want and then I can sit on my bum. And no, it doesn't work like that. What you need to understand is, firstly, your reason why you're putting that energy out. Why are you manifesting these goals? Why do you want that partner? Why do you want that body? Why do you want that money in your bank account? Why are you eating that food? Why? And it needs to be a strong reason why. If it isn't a strong reason why, you're basically faking it. Yeah, you're just making it up because someone else told you to. So firstly, I want to teach you, if you don't know already, the 4 pillars of change. And the 4 pillars of change, firstly, you need to know awareness. You need to have a higher consciousness. Your lens of awareness, the way you see your world and how you process it through your structures of reality, is obviously you need change. And most of the time we build up awareness because of pain, unfortunately. So what I want to teach you about is having awareness and having an understanding of, instead of being in pain, knowing and having that high awareness of making change because you have that high awareness. Don't let someone leave you, or you have some pain in your life for you to make a change. So I know that I'm motivated a lot in pleasure. I want to be motivated, by growing and being better, so then I can lay the path and then I can teach others that are coming before me. So firstly, have that awareness, knowing where you want to get changed, but do not have the awareness in pain. Have an understanding, okay, so you have the awareness, you understand, what do I need to change? So obviously, if you haven't got your health goal, then you need to do the right things. You need to eat well, you need to train, you need to love yourself, so on. Or if you haven't got the money, then okay, well, I need to understand how I'm going to make money. Am I going to get a mentor? I'm just going to put energy out. I'm going to build a better relationship with money. I'm going to work on my mindset. Whatever it is, you need to have an understanding of, okay, I'm here and I need to get to here. How am I going to get to here? Most of the time, you're going to put yourself in the perspective of someone that's been here and then are moving forward and so on. It's a very, very important role. So this is the important bit. Disassociate yourself. So if you are struggling with money, or if you're struggling with your weight or relationship, do not put yourself, you aren't overweight. You are on a journey, yeah? If you keep focusing on scarcity, if you keep focusing on, just let me straighten this bad boy up. Boom. If you keep focusing on scarcity, if you keep focusing on the problem, you have the problem. This is where people go wrong. They stay in, the problem, and that's what they have. And so you need to make sure that you're focusing on the problem and, okay, the problem's there, but it's not me. You disassociate yourself from the problem. It's a very, very important skill. So you're looking at it and you're, okay, cool, the problem's there, but it's not me. I'm on a journey to self-discovery and improvement. Really important. Then, this is the one that people get mixed up a little bit as well. It's about having the reconditioning. What that means is reconditioning, because unfortunately through our life, through most of my life, through not having the right education, not being in the right environment, by me putting myself in the wrong places, I had a lot of bad conditioning, disempowering beliefs, limiting beliefs, all this stuff and all this crap that wasn't really serving me one little bit. And what happens with that is that conditioning is entwined with us, and we can't just, okay, I'm going to do a little bit of self-development. I'm going to do a bit of gratitude. I'm going to be doing a little bit of this. No, you really need to put in the work to pull back these layers. Otherwise, you aren't going to receive the results. You aren't going to receive the goals. So people think, oh, I just done a course, or I did a little bit here, I did a little bit there. Sorry, we're getting a little bit lopsided. And then they think they're healed. No, it doesn't work like that. You need to recondition and do it again and again and again and keep going. Because like I said, through my 30 years I didn't know anything about the mind. I didn't know anything about self-development. I wasn't educating myself. And what that was happening was that, you're looking at that perspective of, well, I've got all that bad conditioning. Well, in 1 or 5 days, I'm going to do a course and I'm going to be healed. That is the issue. That's where people are going wrong with change. Firstly, the 4 pillars of change: having the awareness of where you need to change, having the understanding of what you need to change, remove yourself from the problem, and recondition it. So this is another thing. A lot of people force their lives. They feel like life is hard. Life is resistance. Only the lucky people get what they want. It's not for me. If you put out a resistive message to the universe or to anyone else, you are going to have resistance. And when you meet resistance with resistance, what do you get? You get more resistance. So what I want you to change is know that you are going to achieve your goals. You're going to get the body of your dreams, easy and effortless, and you're going to do it with a smile on your face. Money comes easy and effortless. Money is a relationship. The more energy you put out, the more money you'll get back. And that's the way you need to think. You're not faking it towards you make it. You're just understanding that, you're putting out that flow, and then you're going to get it back. Like I said this morning, I was down on the beach. The ocean's flowing, yeah? The waves are flowing. And then as the waves hit the actual ground, what happens is we start to return, and there's a cycle. But if we're not moving, if we're not flowing, we've got resistance, change is still going to happen, boom, and it's still coming, and it's going to eventually knock us away, like I said, drown us and really hold us down because we're not moving with the flow. And the way you get into flow, again, is believing in yourself, telling yourself the internal language, knowing that life is going to unfold, you're going to manifest it. And this is the secret. If you're having any resistance in your life, if you're having if you're not achieving the goals, is because you're still resisting, you're still not 100% believing. And it's straight out. If you are not, thanks for the thumbs up, so think about it. And it's a really good mark. Okay, I'm not getting what I want in my life, or I'm not attracting the right people, or I don't have the body, or my relationship's resistance, or my bank account isn't growing, or my knowledge. Then you need to look within and say, okay, life doesn't happen to us. We create it. We don't just sit there, well, there's a plan for us. No, we set the path. So if you're having any resistance, look at yourself, because then you're not believing truly. Okay, if you're having resistance in your physical being and you're going to the gym, but you're just existing, then you're not truly believing that you're going to achieve that goal, or your reason why for achieving that goal isn't congruent to your heart. If it's in your head, just scatter. If it isn't congruent with your heart, then that's not the right goal for you. You need to ask yourself deeper, and you need to keep going down the rabbit hole and ask yourself more empowering questions. Why do I want this? When do I get it? How will it make me feel? What is the feeling that I'm searching for? That is the powerful thing, people. What is the feeling that I'm searching for in this change, in these goals, in this person, within myself? Because we are creatures that are addicted to feeling. And when you can break everything down and you can search for the feeling, then that's when the magic happens. I know that I do a lot of activity and I want to do this and I want to change that. Then I'm thinking, it's just an idea. What is the feeling that I'm looking for there? What is the feeling that I'm searching for? And to be honest with you, it's only an idea. It's not an obsession. It is not a want. And that reason why, because the feelings don't stack up. I don't want to follow that because, okay, it might sound cool, or I think it's a good idea that I should represent myself as this person or this identity. No, you need to search for the feelings and do it with ease, do it with flow. And I like to talk about myself, not because I love myself, but I like to talk about my own failures and my own discoveries. And what I've discovered is that when I'm just kicking back and I'm relaxing and, putting my intention, I don't just sit there, well, look, I'm going to look at this, at the sky and drink coconuts all day in Bali. No, I put out the intention and I put it out with belief. It's going to come, and I don't say I am, or I will. I say I have created. I talk my existence as if it's already happened. I have created the body of my dreams. I have got, I have created ultimate health. I have created a sick-free body with, without any illness. I have created $20,000 a week. I have created $80,000 a month. I have created over $1 million a year. It's done. And the more you do that, you step into that role. I have created that I am, or, really it depends. I have created the identity to be the #1 empowerment transformational coach in the world, real, raw, and ready. Yeah, I have created and transformed over 1 million lives. Of course, like there's truth into that. Yes, what happens is that's happening now, and you stay in that identity, and then time and space meets, boom, and then you've achieved that goal. But you haven't just achieved that goal. You've achieved that goal at a quarter of the time that you thought that it was going to. So if you set a goal out to a year, and if you step into that identity of being that person right now, of manifesting that and believing in yourself, instead of going, well, I have to become, well, I've got that far to go, you will achieve that maybe a year's time or even further. But if you talk now that I have created it with flow, with ease, change is flow, flow is change, then you will achieve that goal 10 times as fast as if you were to say, well, this is how far I go. Don't get me wrong. I teach people to have a plan, to have an understanding where to go, so then they can worry about that. But your why is what's going to push you. Your why is what's going to fuel you when life gets a bit hard. What's not going to fuel you? If you get confused of the how and the what, that's going to fuzz you. That's going to, you're going to get mixed up about where you're going and how you're going to achieve that and so on. So the important thing is just put it out there and say it's going to happen at ease and effortless, whatever your goals are, and do it with a smile on your face. As goes, no attachment, no judgment, no resistance, the free keys to enlightenment living. The universe is consistent, in a consistent state of change. The more we resist the change, the more resistance we flow, and it keeps going. I'll have a look at that in a moment. So that's exactly right. I went down to the beach and I was praying and I was watching the waves, and the waves obviously are constantly flowing and they're constantly the cycle. And then I'm like, okay, what part of this cycle are we? And as the waves hit the ground, yeah, and the resisting, obviously they're smashing the ground and they're dissolving the ground, they're hitting the ground. But then as the water flows back in, that's us. And then it's that cycle. And as the wave peaks, that's our peak in our development, that's our change. And then obviously, because change doesn't always, you don't always peak. You will peak, then it will come down, you'll evolve, you'll learn, then you'll learn more, you'll peak again. And that's exactly how the waves were operating in the ocean today. And then I thought, okay, a resistive person, a resistive identity is the sand, is the solid motion, which is getting drowned, which is getting smashed, which isn't following that cycle. And that's how we have to operate from, is knowing that it's going to happen. But don't get me wrong, you need to put in the work. You need to put in belief. There's a big thing that's happening at the moment. A lot of people are getting, let's fix it up. A lot of people are getting carried away with doing self-development, getting carried away with doing personal development and affirmations and journaling and all this stuff that sounds cool to them. But most of them are doing it with 80% of them not believing what they're doing. They're just doing the activity like they're just writing bullshit, really. And what I find with, because I used to be one of these people, well, I'm going to do journaling, I'll do my Beast Bible, and I'll do this, and I pretend that I'm praying. It was all pretending. It was just like, well, my coach said this, or well, I see Tony Robbins do that. Well, I see this person do that. And it is pretending. Where you will believe is that I will create, I've created my own self-development. I created my own, my own meditation, my own beliefs that fit with me. Not because someone tells you have to sit like this and go, No, whatever sits with me. So if you're going to do your self-development, yes, this is fantastic that you've got a guide, but create your own thought patterns, create your own energy, create your own manifestations, your own meditations, your own empowerment. Whatever works for you is right. Remember, in religion is just, it's a roundabout. You don't need to believe in that religion because, you're Christian or that's right, or you're Muslim, that's wrong. No, everything is fine, but it's what believes in you that empowers you. That is the special thing. And that is the key at the end of the day. The world is just a guide. Yeah, we get caught up in we have to fit in these boxes. No, we don't. You know what works for you. You know what people work for you. You know what people don't work for you. You know what language works for you, so on and so forth. And you understand this. For our time, for my time as well, I know that going to school, I hated it. Doing this, I hated it. Wearing these clothes, I hated it. Saying that, blah. We were put into a prison until we become enlightened, until we become in a higher place, until we actually uprise and say, enough's enough. I don't want to work at a 9-to-5 job or someone that I don't respect and I'm doing brainless stuff. How am I contributing to the world? How am I giving back to people? How am I uplifting the people that need me to uplift? And I always knew when I was a young boy, I was put on this planet to uplift people. I was put on this planet to make a change and to bring out the best in others so they can bring out the best in others and they can bring out the best in others. I knew that. I was and I'm still a great sports person, but I knew that I was a cut above. I knew that I had something about me. But when I started listening to the outside scatter, when I started listening to others, I lost my power. I lost my way. I lost almost my life. And that's because people say, well, you have to do this and you say that and take this pill. You have depression. It's clinically proven. Bullshit, 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 bullshit. That is not flow. That is not change. That is resistance, but that's forced resistance from the outside. Yeah. Now that I create a life that I choose, and I was up early this morning. You see, if I was doing a job, do you think I would be up? Do you think I would be putting in that energy? No way. That is not flow. That is not something that's coming from my heart. Me speaking to you is coming from my heart. The webinar that we had last night on social consciousness, that's coming from the heart. As you'll see, I have no notes. Some people, they have notes. On my webinars for my 8-week course, I don't have any notes. Another message that I want to send out today. I've had a lot of ladies, bringing resistance and change to me because they're saying, Lee, this beast mode, is there a beast mode for ladies? Because, we connect. We don't want the airy fairy, pretty lady thing. We want what you're teaching because we connect with that. And what I say to the ladies is to keep that flow, to keep that change is our nucleus of Team Beast Mode, International is obviously masculine because I've never been a lady. So I can't congruently say, well, this is what how I can hear you. I can't give you life experience. But what I can give you is the 8-week course, which a lot of ladies are in it. There's about 30 ladies that have jumped on board. We've got some beautiful ladies from Australia, America, from England and so on. So I've got 2 of them, which I have different time frames. And that is something that you want to look at. That's how you keep your change forward. Team Beast Mode is in a meathead masculine energy. So that is a call because I'm a man and I teach from my, from my wins and from my losses as well. And that's how I think it's a lot more congruent. Not think, but I feel it's a lot more congruent about that. Yeah. And that's what I do. Obviously, I've opened up my doors as well. I'm doing one-on-one coaching with women. And, that's not going to get into personal. That's just going to get onto a superficial level because I can't congruently say, hey, I know how you're feeling as a woman. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of coaches try to, I'll pretend, but you're a man, you can't. There's a completely different line. So, I've opened up my doors for that as well. So that's keeping the change, the flow, because a lot of ladies are coming to me saying, hey, Lee, I love your stuff, but I'm finding resistance. I'm not finding the change and it's not flowing for me. And this is why this live stream is very relevant. I said, okay, how can we make sure it's a flow? I still want to have the connection. I still want, your love and the followings. They said, yeah, because I love what you say and I love what you do, but how do we keep evolving? How do we keep moving forward? And that's a lot of things that you see on Facebook. A lot of people put out, posts. A lot of people put up, just pictures and they write all that stuff. That's fantastic, but that's only really helping people. It's not flow. The change is the bump, and then that post goes, and then that person's mind can get scattered and they lose themselves. So what we've created and what I know I've created is an ongoing journey, is an ongoing flow that, there's a system that I follow every day that's given me constant growth. So the people that are listening, the people that are out there, you need to sacrifice. You need to be in a system. Follow a path that people that have been there. That's the flow. Look at the path. Your mind chooses the path for the least resistance. That is change. That is flow. And if someone that you connect with in here, not in here, or both's okay, that they are going to move you forward and they are going to help you because they've done it before. So if you want change, you want flow, connect with someone through your heart that you make a connection with that has done that, because they are going to make your journey a lot more pleasant. You're going to save a lot more time. You're going to get to your goal a lot quicker. You're going to save money and a lot of heartache because they've done it and they can guide you. And that's what it's about with change and flow. Because a lot of people say, Lee, and a lot of ladies, I've been speaking to a lot of ladies, and there has been resistance. And I'll be honest, and they say, I love what you're doing, but it's rubbing me up the wrong way. And I said, how is this? I'm not talking about men, I'm always empowering people, a whole social scale. And the ladies keep saying to me, well, I want a beast mode, make it Beauty and the Beast for women. So obviously I'm not going to lie and say, well, I know how you're feeling, love and, rah, 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 and the rest of that, and the resistance that the ladies are having. So how I made the flow and the evolving of having women, because I love having women followers, and I have a lot, I have inboxes, and I wake up and women absolutely love, because look, some women are going to make a match with me than with other people, and some won't. That's okay. And my message is for the people that connect with it. The people that don't connect with it, my message isn't for you, and that's fine. I don't want to make a connection with everybody, yeah? I want to just have flow. I want to empower people, men, women, dogs and cats, whatever. I want to bring out the best in people. And I know, and I'm going to go back to myself about when I had resistance, when I was like, I came from good intentions that I wanted to force people, and you have to do this and you have to change, and, keep it in a strict accountability, like some people call it, like the army. For some people that works. For some people that aren't strong enough, they don't like it because they feel forced, they feel bullied. And I mean, okay, cool. Let's flow with that. Here's the path. Here it is. And that's what you want. Yesterday, I spoke to probably, say, 6 people. And the resistance was they just wanted to talk to me. And I said, look, that's fantastic. I don't really have the time. And, and obviously my time is very valuable. And what I said to them, to keep the change, to keep the flow, I said, here's the path with the least resistance. This program, my retreats, my personal coaching, my 8-week course, the Beast Den, that is going to give you flow in all different areas at different gradients. And what that means is different results or different intensities. And I said, well, if you want this, that's for that. If you want that, that's for that. If you want, boom, boom, boom. And it's the same thing. Steve Mack is one of my really good Australian personal clients. I think around the world I have about 8 personal clients, but he's the one that's living with me right now. And you see the growth with him because the change is flow. He's accepted everything that I tell him. He's doing it, if not, but even better. And that's how he's getting the flow. I give him something, he creates it, he takes it into himself, and then he goes and manifests it and uses it his own thing. He doesn't, well, I'm going to be Lee Bundy. No, he's going to be Steve Mack. Yeah, Steve Mack's Better Way, the Outback Workout. And that's what you need to do, people. If you want to be a person of massive influence, if you want to be a person of great contribution, then, that's what it is. And I say to these people, I say, look, at the moment, and I'm just trying to show you something that, maybe you're not seeing or you clouded mind. I'm not trying to grab you and put you into my program, but here is the flow. And for us wasting this time going in circles, we're having resistance, yeah? Flow is people should be knocking on your door and saying, hey, I'm ready to go. Yeah, and they're the people that are 100% coachable, and they're the people that will get the great result. If people question and they want to make excuses and they, oh no, I don't have time, I don't have money, I don't have this, I don't have that, the stars haven't aligned, and an alien abducted me, so I can't commit. If people say that, if they're resisting now, you're going to have resistance all the way through the path. And this is for coaches out there, and this is for the people that are having the resistance. If you're having resistance at the start, well, you've got a lot of work to not have that resistance down the end. So just be mindful about, who firstly you bring in your environment and how you evolve. So and what I find is as well, I like to look at myself and then I like to, oh, geez, that's hard, or don't go down that path. And I like to teach, again, from my own losses and my own wins. And again, what I'm going to go back for, I knew when I had resistance, when there was force and there was, okay, we need to change and getting stressed out and bad energy. Why isn't this done and why is not that done? The journey and the process is more important than your end goal. Because if the journey and the process and the flow isn't enjoyable, if it isn't matching you, aligned with your energy, with your heart center, then you're not going to get the end goal. The end goal won't be existed. It won't exist. It will be inexistent, if that's a word, so the journey is everything, because the journey is going to keep you through the dark times, keep you through the hard times, keep you through when you can't be effed. And the journey, you need to have a smile, because when you get to the end goal, boom, that end result is going to taste, feel so much more sweeter and juicier because you enjoyed the process. Life doesn't have to be hard. You don't need to put in crazy hours. You don't need to be like that. And I thought that was it. You know, I thought that was it. Well, you have to try hard and you have to be intense and boost mode. And it's not that at all. You need to have the flow. You need to understand. And the way you're going to do it, you do the efficient work. Put in the energy in the mind in the right places. See your goal, become that identity, put that energy out. Don't do PD, personal development, because someone else tells you. Do it because it fills your cup up. Do it because you know it's right for you. So don't do affirmations. Oh yeah, and I'm going to be successful and I'm sexy, I'm this and that. Bullshit. That is a load of crap. You know, I'm going to journal, and I read some people's journals. I see some stuff that people put on. And when I meet people, I can tell that they don't believe in themselves. I can tell it's all show, no go. Be honest. Lay your heart, lay your sleeve, whatever. Lay everything on the table. And just, and just commit to that. So, okay, this is me. I'm real, I'm raw. As I always say, I come to you like this as the naked coach. And that's because being cheeky a little bit, enjoying the process, but it's about to say, here I am, this is me, take me or not. And again, change is flow. Remember, it's a cycle. If you aren't evolving, let's go this way. If you're not evolving clockwise, then you're going to miss it. And then you're trying to jump on and you're going to miss it. And it's going to get hard. Like a lot of people do my programs, they do a little bit here, they stop and then they try to come back. And they do a little bit and then they stop and come back. It's like a yo-yo, boom, up, down, up, down. That builds resistance. You are going to, the thing is, as humans, we are creatures of habit, habitual habit. So the more you do it, the easier it gets, the bigger the result. The more you do it, the less effort, the bigger the result. But what people do, they will do more effort, off and on, not mastering it, no unconscious competence, and they get this much back, and oh no, it's not for me, and this is bullshit, and rah, rah, and they expect to get, they do a little bit of work, and then they take their foot off the pedal. And then that creates resistance. It's not flow. Flow is doing a little bit with a smile on your face every day and having the correct mindset. Because as people know, people that come through and get a coach, people that just have started their self-development or started their journey, yeah? Vicky goes, love it, Lee. Parts of your webinar really triggered me and left me feeling uncomfortable, but I've woken up so much clearer. What webinar was that? Was that last night or... A lot of stuff I say and I do rubs people up the wrong way. But why does it rub you up in the wrong way? Because you need change. Because there is a part of your life that is like what people are understanding is, okay, last night. Yeah, and that is purposely strategized, is that why did it rub you up the wrong way? It is because, look at it. Don't look at it as a personal with ego. Look at it as a lesson of how can you grow. Look at it. So the reason why you're finding, that's rubbing me up the wrong way, the resistance, then look at yourself. Are you being the best version of Vicky possible? No. So what did Lee say? Is it the truth? Can I get better? And what he said, yes. Straight out. And I know exactly what you're talking about because I said it on purpose to help you guys. And I always say that. So it's about, if you're going to put out a picture, a facade, make sure behind closed doors, it mirrors it. Yeah. And that's not because of me, because of my model of the world. It's because you're going to become a better person for it. Yeah. Makes sense. And then you're going to know that. And then when you need to show up to be that person, it's not an act. It's not force. It's not that you're doing that to fit in or to be someone. It becomes you. That's your nature. You don't have to put the switch on. Like success, people, it switches on and off. No, it's on, completely on. I'm up. Today I was up at 4:30. I didn't leave my bed till about 5:30. Went down there, done my praying. When I say praying, meditation, pray to the gods and, pay your respects back to the, obviously we're in a Hindu community or we're in Bali, so you want to do what they do. Done what I had to do, made some videos, had a shower, had my organic coffee. I'm not sitting here doing I live that life. That's my life. I've got my crystals gridded across my bed. I'll actually show you guys. Come and check this out. So I'm getting into crystals. As you can see, there's the film studio. My bedroom's a little bit messy at the moment. So, if you're going to live a life of, having a spiritual awakening or whatever you want to do, so you can have a look at my crystals. So I've got my crystals. Can you see them across here? I'm still learning more about them as well. This is an amazing crystal. Steve will say, I don't know the names of them yet. And as you can see, I've got all my crystals laid up in front of me. See it on my bed underneath, this is the crystal for the coaches that aligns us. This is pyrite, which is a masculine energy crystal. And this is the Chalcedony stone. Cool. So I have these under my pillow because I believe, they give you strength and protection. And I've got these crystals here. I can't remember the name of them, but they're to keep away evil entities. So I place one on either side of my bed when I sleep. So, I don't put it out there while I'm spiritual and all that, but I do. I'm practicing it. I've got a long way to go. I always do my meditation here. If you can see in the room, we have our incense, we have our Buddha, and that's what I don't put it out because I think it sounds cool, or I want to be a spiritual person because the ladies are going to be more acceptable for me. No, it's not that at all. I want to sit down. So this is where, if it's raining, I'll do my meditation. As you can see, my bum print in there, and that's what it's about. It's about living it, putting it out, like self-development. If you have a look, I'm constantly always reading. I'm reading this book. This is about matrix energetics at the moment. Yeah, awesome book. I'll show you the cover. The Practical Speaking, Matrix Energetic, Living Your Life at Your Full Potential. Awesome stuff. This is a pretty cool book as well. She's sexy, eh? So, as you can see, it's a life that you need to, if you're going to put it out, if you're going to preach it, practice it. I've got all my NLP books here, my scripts of all my NLP change work that I'm constantly practicing. Even my Beast Mode book, like here I teach it, but I'm constantly going over that as well. All my self-development. Here's when I become a master practitioner. Jordan Belfort, Straight Line of Persuasion. It's all here. It's no show, guys. It's all about living that life. And if something that I say rubs you up the wrong way, think about why. Think about why, like, geez, what is the lesson? Because if we let ego and emotion get in the way, we lose the power of the lessons that others in the universe not trying to teach us, but how they're sharing that with us, okay? So let's wrap this bad boy up. And what I want everyone to do is change his flow. So know where you're going. Don't worry so much about how you're going to get there. Have an understanding, lay down the path, lay down, okay, this is where I'm going, and you can make it visual. But don't put too much force or, okay, that's my end goal. These are my steps I need to do. When you know your steps backwards, and I always say know your end goal and work back to have the flow, then don't go, manifest. No, it will come easy and effortless. If you need that money is just energy. I'm going to create more solutions for people. So then when I create more solutions for people, what happens? I'm going to be filling more voids, and then I'm going to be transforming more lives, so on and so forth. So, but again, don't just sit on your bum and don't just say, well, Lee said don't force it. Of course, I don't want you guys to force it, but again, the journey is more important than the end goal. The journey is more important than the end goal. My eyes look pretty green there. So the journey, you need to have a smile on your face. You need to enjoy the process. You need to move forward, and you need to, once you get there, if you've got a smile on your face and once you get to the end goal, how's it going to feel? Of course it's going to feel a lot better, yeah? So make sure that you enjoy. What someone was knocking on, there's my stairs down there. So make sure you enjoy the process, enjoy life, have fun doing it. And again, it's important of how you leave others, yeah? I can't remember the actual quote I saw on Facebook, it's really cool, is that your smile is your business card, but I can't remember the middle one, but your trademark is how you leave others feeling. And that was something that I didn't really bring too much attention to because I was worrying too much about me. It's like, hold on a second, it's about how others feel. It's about when I leave them, how I make them feel. And especially if you want to be a great leader, especially if you want to be a person of contribution and, change people's lives, then you really need to be mindful of how you make people feel. And again, that comes with the energy, the flow, and so on. All right, so thank you all for joining me today on Change is Flow. Go out there, and if you've got any resistance in your life, if you've got any splinters in your life, as I call them, I'm just going to kick back here. If you've got any splinters, if you've got any resistance, Take it out of your life. Enjoy the process and know if you're putting resistance out, if you're thinking money's hard to come by, if you're thinking getting the body of your dreams or the relationship or building the business is going to be hard, then it's going to be hard because you're putting that out. But you're not faking it towards you make it. This is the important thing. You're not faking it towards you making it. You are putting out that intention to say everything is coming, everything was easy and effortless. And it's all a matter of time. The more energy and belief I put out, I will get back. Okay, so change is flow. Flow is change. Have an awesome day. Thank you for joining me on this live stream, and I'll see you throughout the day. See you later. Sending my love.